All right, I am DJ Kaotic from Cincinnati.
All right. So it's a little bit of a drive out here. You're coming up all the way from Dayton, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's a drive. It was like an hour drive here.
Yeah.
I'm like, he got me out in the boonies today. Okay.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, like, if people are serious, they're going to come out.
Exactly.
You know, so it's a really nice way to weed out of, the right people.
Exactly.
And DJ Kaotic is the right type of people that you want to be around.
Okay.
You know, we just chopped it up for a good hour or so
Yes,
before the podcast. You heard my life story, and that's really like how I like to keep it. Mm-hmm. Keeping it as real as possible. And if you could talk a little bit about your inspiration, getting into music, was it the situation that you were in? Was it a specific artist that inspired you, or was it family? Like, how did you get into DJing?
I want to say, growing up, my dad, he had a little space in the basement to where he had the keyboard. I never seen him play it though, but I was around keyboards. A keyboard was in my toy box.
Yeah.
So I kind of grew up with that mentality, and then I started, back in the day, you had cassette tapes. I would take the cassette tapes from, what is that perm? Just For Me.
Okay.
The cassette tapes from there and record off of the radio. Record stuff off the radio, and then I started saying stuff on these tapes. You got to press record, play, bring out the headphones, talking to the headphones. You know what I'm saying? So
really? So you can use headphones as microphones?
Oh yeah.
I never knew that.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I had the stereo with the 2 cassette tapes and the CD player at the top. Yeah. So I did that as a kid, and then I recorded stuff on like my, what's that called? A Sega Saturn, recorded music on there. And it's just been in me, I could say.
Absolutely.
It's just been in me.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. And then as far as like your team, like people that surrounds you, people that support you, like I just saw the Dre Shot This video that you guys just released. Like that was super dope.
Video. Oh,
who all would you say supports you?
I would say everybody that's around me, from friends to family. Everybody pretty much comes out. Now, when it comes down to ideas, it's just me. Or it's like people around me like, hey, you should do this. Or shout out to Corn the barber, okay? He is like, whenever I sit in his chair, he gives me jewels. He dropped things on me like, hey, you should do this, or hey, you should. It's never like I should do it, like, ooh, you better do it. It's just an idea.
Casual.
So shout out to my barber, okay?
Does
my
he
barber
trim beards?
Yes, he trims the beards. He does the haircut. It don't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter. He does it all.
Where is he at? Because my current barber's on Vine Street.
Oh, okay. He's in, I want to say Kennedy Heights.
Okay.
So he's on Montgomery. Yeah, it's on Montgomery, close to Kennedy Street. So it's
I don't want to.
like
I don't want to blow up his spot too much, but like for example, I can for $14, I get a haircut, and then I give him $20, but for $14, I get a haircut and a beard trim.
Oh,
but
that's nice.
I go there pretty I used to at least go there pretty consistently.
Okay.
Did you ever know me with a giant beard?
No, I did not know.
Yeah,
I know
okay.
Matt with the giant beard.
Yeah,
his beard game.
I've got
crazy.
pictures, but now my phone's live on Facebook right now. I can't show you, but it used to be real epic. But like I was telling you earlier, with my German club, they forced me to cut my beard off before I would go on tour. You know, so I had to kill it, but. I feel a lot more like myself with a beard.
Beards are in, by the way.
Yeah, so you were talking about your barber. Do you have anybody else that you would like to shout out?
Shout out to my brother, because he kind of introduced me to it. He was back in the day, the CD man. He would make me and my sister CDs. Shout out to Tim. That's my dude. And he would pretty much mix in the CDs with, what did he use? It was DJ something, but he used that, and he told me about it. So I started using it.
Sure.
And
are you talking about like tags?
No, it was the DJ program. He would mix.
Oh, like a something like that.
DJ something. It's DJ something.
Yeah, sure.
But that's the program that I started off
Yeah.
with. I just had a laptop and I would plug into stereo speakers and I would have a party that way.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It was so crazy how I started off, but people was really messing with me. Like,
Sure.
they was really messing. My house parties are nothing like the parties I have nowadays. The house parties was off the chain.
Yeah.
It had the pole in the middle.
Really?
You had everybody doing everything. You could find somebody in the pantry doing some things.
There
Okay,
you
we're
go.
not gonna talk about it. But my house parties was
Dope.
unlike anything else.
So then,
Like,
how did you get there to the DJ jams? Like, what was that whole
so,
process?
Let's see. Back in the day, I used to go to Brandy's, and I met DJ Trub. DJ Trub, she was the DJ there, and she also DJ'd at the Ritz, DJ'd a whole bunch of places.
Yeah.
So I met her, and she took it serious. She took her DJing serious, so I took it serious, and I bought equipment, and I ended up becoming the DJ of Brandy's at that time.
Yeah.
So that's when I really took everything serious and being serious about my craft. Like, this is something that I really, really, really want to do.
Doing seriously.
Right,
And,
right,
and I
right,
know,
right.
you know, a few months back, I had a couple childhood friends that we were out at a bar, and I told them that, you know, I really look at myself almost as a public figure of sorts.
You are.
And so
You TP. Okay.
Exactly. And so, and I'm telling them this. I'm like, you know what? Like, I don't go to bars. Like,
Right.
I'm gonna recognize somebody, and we're cool. You know, so it's not too
Yeah.
bad. But you know, I've also, you know, when I had another artist in the city, I met another guy that I don't want to say stole from me, but kind of.
Oh, no.
What's the word, like when someone takes something that you gave them and they don't give it back, whatever that's called.
A thief?
And so you know, that was kind of uncomfortable.
Right.
But it's difficult because you
Yeah.
know, there are a lot of people that are outside the industry, and you know, that's another topic we could talk about. You know, because I know you know a whole heck of a lot about it. That at a lot of these events, the majority of the people that are there are in the industry themselves, and the only
Yes.
person that's really doing anything different is Chris Wise, you know, from Wise World Management. So you know, big shout out to Chris.
Big shout out to Chris.
Yeah.
We just did the Pressure Fest at my
Yeah, talk a little bit about that.
Oh, it was amazing from start to finish. I walk in, it was just a dope experience. And then it was 420, so you know everybody had it, a motherfucker.
Sure.
But but it was just a dope experience of being around a whole bunch of great artists. I remember it was the artist that was supposed to send me their music, but they didn't, and they showed up with their producer. I'm not for sure who they was. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But they showed up with their producer. Their producer hooked up their
Mix.
computer,
Yeah.
the little piano, and he was doing it while the artist was performing. Like, it was so dope. And then I met
And who is this?
I don't know. I forgot who they are, but I'm
Yeah,
because
because that's the
I
problem
am
with
so sorry.
organization. You know, because it's one thing to have an event, but if there's not a clear organizational structure behind
Exactly.
it, to where, you know, not saying that there needs to be like a little tent or some sort of
Right.
table with, you know, all the artist contact information, like merchandise.
Right.
You know,
right,
and
right.
I didn't go
And
because
it was people
yeah.
there with merchandise.
Yeah.
It was vendors set up and everything. But I forgot his art. But he
Yeah.
did his thing, came in with the producer. Their whole team was just crazy. Shout out to Princess Tiana. She was the first performer ever to come up there, and she did her thing. Like, she had the crowd. And I love when artists can pull me into it. Like, don't just rap, don't just sing. Pull me into it. Like,
Yeah.
let me know like
Yeah,
what it is.
and she's another one that's going to be coming out here in the next week or so.
Oh yes.
Because like
Now
I said,
that's well deserved.
you know, I originally interviewed, you could say, a lot more artists and worked with a lot more artists, and DJing is more Trevor's side of the business.
Yeah.
You know, big shout out to Trevor for making the DJ jams, you know, possible.
Shout out to
and,
Trevor.
So what I'll ask from you is, what was the experience like at the DJ jams? You know, were you expecting it? You know, how was that experience for you?
That experience for me was like, it was dope, but it was like, I was nervous because it was like 5 different cameras on me.
Yeah.
I didn't know. The first time I came out, we had to re-record it because I did not save the thing.
True. Yeah.
So
Well, it's the same.
time,
It's the same thing with us. Like, this is our first experience as well.
Exactly.
You know, so we're just learning.
Exactly. So the second time I knew what to expect. And then you just gotta watch it. I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody, but you have to watch my episode. It's
it
off
got
the
lit,
chain.
yeah.
It got real lit. And I heard you talking about it with Zan, like, so thank you for that.
Yeah. It's very entertaining.
It is very, and that's the type of experience that I want to bring to anybody that comes to my party. I want you to experience everything, not just a party where you come out and drink. No, have you been to a chaotic party? Like, that's what I want. That's my mission.
Sure, and you can talk a little bit more, as far as that mission and what your short-term goals, like things that, you believe you'll be able to accomplish, and what are some things that are a little bit more exaggerated that, sure, like, yeah, I'd like to be on tour with so-and-so, or I'd like to manage different things, because you're the last episode, so we can, kind of break through the fourth wall a little bit. And I've been talking to a lot of these DJs about management, and not one has been interested in any management. And I think that is something in the industry that we're missing, is managers. And that's where Trevor comes in. That's where College Beats comes in. And I think that, that's an area to take advantage of. But I want to empower you. Because you were talking to me about, the different deals that we have and the different deals that you've worked out with owners. And how has that been for you? Like, on a management side, like, have you been doing everything yourself, or business-wise, how have you approached things?
Now, business-wise, yes, I have approached things myself. I don't have anybody that's on the forefront of going out to different bars and trying to get me different nights or different things. I kind of go in and I build relationships with the bar managers and the bartenders. That way, they're the ones that's there and they work there. I'm trying to build a relationship with you. So it's like I came up without a team. I didn't have too many people. I got my friends and my family, but I didn't have that business team to be out there with me, to be out there promoting me or any
products, different things like that.
Exactly. So it's like that part I didn't have. So it's like I'm learning everything. I'm a one-man type of team.
Yeah, that's what I'm screaming.
So it's like... And then it's like you can reach out to different DJs and do different things, but a lot of people, they don't reach back, or they don't
why?
Because
they're artists themselves.
Exactly.
They've got got stuff to deal with themselves.
Exactly. They have their own schedule, so they don't have enough time to reach over here and give me anything.
Kids.
And I got kids too.
Yeah, so you're in that boat.
I completely understand. I completely understand.
Yeah.
So it's like, management wise, it's just me. Like, it's just me. I don't have too much of anything.
And that's what's missing. That there is no organizational structure, because like we were talking about earlier, we've got all these events, and I'll throw my hands up. Chris Wise is killing it. And he tried to involve us with the Pressure Fest, but Steve Can had just been in town, and I don't want to talk too much about business, but because we were involved in the first Pressure Fest. But for us, it's really all about big moves only. And I think that the more that we come together and the more money that we can save, because what we need is a war chest. We need an advertising budget.
Yes.
And rather than looking at these shows as having next to no purpose, have fundraising events. Instead of a show, call it a fundraiser.
Exactly. So you can use that money to do other things.
And compound it.
Right.
And so then all the people that are participating kind of have and like I said, positive connotation, a charitable, type of stock in that festival or show's success, because I was at the first couple, and I not donated, but obviously there could be donations and different things and different outlets and different things, but those are just a few of the things that I'm interested in doing. If you want to talk a little bit about your more long-term type of goals.
More long-term, of course, the tour. That's always been like the long-term goal. I would like to go on tour, and it'll be the Kaotic tour, and bring artists that I really believe in on tour around the city. Of course, everybody has to do their own work. Everybody has to build their own fan base. But these would be artists that I strictly believe in that can put on a show. Because a lot of artists, they can come out and they perform, and it's just a performance, but it's not a show. They didn't connect with the crowd or anything like that.
But I'm talking about something even bigger, like something that's unattainable. That's pretty attainable. I mean, what artists do you work with right now? Like who do you co-sign, would you say? I
co-sign for Monty C. That's my guy right there.
Same.
Now it's Tiger Goods.
Okay.
She just dropped a song called Roll Up. It is dope. I like Ohio player Tim.
Yeah, I like Ohio player Tim.
He's dope. I like Princess Tiana.
Yep, Princess Tiana is nice.
Wino, of course.
Yep, Fame and Fonz.
I like D8.
Yep, D8, a little bit quiet.
He's the quiet one, but he's the gem. He is the gem.
Yeah. I'll tell you right now. I'll look you right in the eyes. Mm-hmm. Swooty McDermott is the first hit that I've heard in the city in 2 years.
Yes.
Straight up.
His whole album was dope. Like, his whole album. Shout out to Nakia, too.
Yeah.
Nakia.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
she needs to go ahead and drop something. I'm just saying. She needs to go ahead and drop something.
Yeah, big shout out to Nakia. Like, I had her out here, this time last year, and it was around the time that I was trying to be overwhelmed with artists, and, it was right after we got back from Post Malone, so there was a lot of, thirst.
Yes.
And, I really poured my heart out to Nakia and been, I can't do all of this, and she really always had a good heart, know, and I think that she's a hustler. Like, she came after me. Like, I was supposed to, because I grew up.
The definition of a hustler is Nakia. I'm telling y'all right now.
Do you know Dylan Holland?
I don't think so.
So he's from the east side of town. I went to high school with him. He's a pretty big artist.
Right.
Written for, what's his name? Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
And others. And we reconnected. And I was supposed to go to one of his listening parties at the Mockbee, and I was at Aaron's Nice for What event.
Yes.
And Nakia just caught me. And then I was unable to make it to Dylan's event.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So, big shout to Nakia. Like, that's how I do things. You know, like, that's the same type of taking the incentive, and we have another DJ Solo B. I don't know how well you know him.
I love him.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah, for
He's
sure.
from New York. I love him. I really do.
And he wants to do like a DJ React series to where all the DJs would come and then react on other people's jams.
Hey, that's dope. That's a dope idea, Solo. Yeah. That's a dope idea.
Yeah,
I
so
like
that's an idea. But the problem is all the DJ jams are, guess what? Copyrighted.
Damn.
So like that's maybe for like the follow-up the follow-up concept, but we could still do it, but it's just a lot of work for me and I'm not getting paid.
We need you to be getting paid, TP.
Yeah. What do you know about that?
We need you to be getting paid, TP. How's your name on that glass and you not getting paid, guys?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. And then
because I'm not the groom, I'm the usher. I'm ushering Trevor down the aisle, and he's the one that's he's the bag.
Okay.
So
I feel you.
that's just the situation as it is. And at the end of the day, I have good intentions, and I hope the College Beats compound is successful, and
it will be.
Things materialize out of that, and now that we're talking about myself, do you have any questions for me? And I know we just about covered 80% of my life.
Right, we covered a large percentage of your life. Not right now, TP, because
really?
I feel like you pretty much gave me a lot.
Yeah,
gave me a lot.
A lot to think about.
Yes. So no, I do have a question for you. What's your goals in the next 5 to 10 years?
So originally, my main goal with College Beats, through Post Malone, was to have the biggest show possible.
Yes.
And that's what I organized. And the ball was dropped. We also approached the radio station with another budget. The ball was dropped again. And I have decided that the way that we're going to get successful is no longer by having the biggest show possible.
Okay.
And the more that I've been getting to know Matt from Double Sin, the more that he's been telling me about his goals
Yeah.
of breaking an artist. And I thought to myself, well, it may cost $60,000 or $100,000 for one of these big artists for one show.
Right.
If I were to break an artist, guess what? You know, rather than buying the milk, I'm going to own the cow, in a sense.
Smart.
You know, and so what my plan is to support, you know, what Matt is doing and talk to, you know, great organizations like Timeless, you know, definitely, you know, Record with Timeless are, you know, one of our big sponsors on this project. And really to organize,
Yeah.
plan, have a common purpose, and find some leaders. You know, because at the end of the day, like I was telling you about the rest of the DJs, everybody wants to be a DJ. You know, we need some like management people to get people in line.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm only one guy. Like I can only beg hard enough to get people out here. That
Exactly.
just think that instead of people going out to bars every weekend or, you know, this BS thing or BS thing here and there, what if we all just met here around a round table and discussed what, you know, we're planning on doing? Because, you know, like I was telling you about Quincy Jones.
Right.
In order for Michael Jackson to be successful, they recorded 800 songs to get 9 hits. And that I believe that the only way that we're possibly going to be able to break an artist
Is to do that.
is to do that.
Right.
You know, like you know, don't fix it if it's not broken.
Exactly.
You know, Prost. Like I was saying earlier, DJ Kaotic is the most lit episode, so we're currently
Most lit.
getting
I'm telling
lit.
you.
You know, my grandfather would be real proud, you know, because he didn't celebrate, you know, 420. He was more of an alcoholic kind of guy, you know. But
Either
you
way,
know,
my type of guy.
Exactly. Times have definitely changed, and there's stories about my grandfather hiring concreters and that they'd arrive at 7 p.m. or 7 a.m. and the first case of beer would be there at 9:30. So like there's some floors in there that are uneven because my grandpa just got the concreters ripped. You know? So it's like I've got to pass on that legend.
Right.
You know.
Don't get yourself stuck in that concrete because
Yeah.
you messed up, sir. Okay.
Oh man.
I'm here.
But yeah,
I'm stuck.
yeah.
I'm
So
here.
as far as my vision, you know, Trevor has definitely pivoted towards DJs. So
Yes.
I definitely see me pivoting towards DJs. But guess what? I have no experience. You know, Trevor has not included me in any of these residencies. He's not included me in any of the process. So I'm completely oblivious. He has a year on me in experience.
Right.
You know, and I
right,
think
right.
that, you know, the College Beats brand is very solid.
Yes.
We've heard from other platforms and that we are one of the only college-related hip-hop brands. You know, not saying I want to spawn my competition, but partly, you know what I've always looked at College Beats? Like, I almost want to, like, put College Beats on a shelf
Yeah.
and then, like, develop the entertainment side without having a niche. And then once our kids would become of age, then give them College Beats to where we would have all the industry connections, and then it would make a whole heck of a lot more sense because,
Yes,
you know, and then, you know, let's say I raise a rapper or I raise a DJ or I raise a a beat producer or I raise a videographer, you know, so, you know, not saying you're going to force your kid what to do, but, you know, with autonomous driving and
Right.
artificial intelligence, I mean, 30% of all malls in retail is closing over the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
You know,
'Cause
Elon
they don't
Musk.
need no store no more.
Sure.
You can share everything online. Like,
Absolutely. And, you know, all those online retailers are paying zero in federal income taxes. And I don't know if you've ever heard, you know, I don't want to make this a political ad, but Andrew Yang, he's like, have you heard of him?
He's running for 2020.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's all about the universal basic income.
Yep.
Or freedom dividend, something that's a lot.
That extra $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am aware of
to
that.
survive. And so, big shout out to Andrew Yang, but I'm in the Yang gang, but I like math. I'm a fan of math.
I am too.
And so I'm looking at that, and our whole society is going to take a more creative type of leap because they're not going to give these artificial intelligence technology the ability to create. Because the moment that they're going to be able to create, they're going to, I don't know if you know this, but there's Joe Rogan talks about it, but there's even like flesh-eating robots that like get their power from eating flesh.
What?
Because like when you're on the and I don't know how much I want to get into this, but
That's fine.
But like when you're in the battlefield, like you have to get rid of bodies somehow.
Yeah.
Right. So they're DARPA and all those folks, like they're cooking up some serious stuff coming coming soon. And
Right.
and you saw those robots from Boston Dynamics like moving that truck or different things like that. So personally, like the more and more that I'm getting into college beats, like there's no real business in hip hop. Like a lot of these cars, guys, are rented. A lot of these houses are B&Bs. A lot of this is a huge front. And I don't know about this camera. It's been going for 27 minutes. Okay, so I need to reset it real quick.
Okay.
But guess what? We have insurance for right here. And I'm kind of, we're still live right now, but
Okay.
I just need to restart that. I usually
And we're
say
back.
that. But we're still good with that. I should have had you keep on talking. But. All right, guys. So like I said, I am a one-man band. So, as you just watched, I had to get up and reset the cameras. These Sonys only last 30 minutes.
Really?
And we're coming up on 27. So
I didn't think we was that far.
where can people find you?
People could find me on Facebook at DJ Kaotic. I'm sorry. People can find me on Facebook at DJ Kaotic. That's DJKAO.
So talk into the mic. You can. It's all good.
On Instagram, IG, that's XXDJ Kaotic XX. But when you type in XXDJ, I'll pop up. The same as Twitter. I'm on Twitter, and it's XXDJ Kaotic. That's where you can find me at.
There you go. There you go. Well, thanks for coming out to the compound.
Always.
And,
always.
Hopefully we both learned a few things. I learned that you could use headphones as a microphone.
Yes, you really can. You really.
The more you know.
The more you know. Just buy old school stereo, and I'm telling you, plug it into the microphone.
Nice.
Use one side, you'll be all right.
And if you don't already know, this was Dat Dude TP, and we've been sitting with
DJ Kaotic. Find me on everything.
There we go. We're good.
Thank you.